He was the man who inspired Steve Jobs, shaped modern photography, revolutionized consumer electronics, and then vanished from history. This is the story of Edwin Land, the visionary who built a world of instant magic, and the legend the world forgot. Edwin Land didn't grow up like other kids. He wasn't chasing baseballs or collecting stamps. He was obsessed with light. When he was young, his father took him on walks through New York City. Edwin stared at reflections, shadows, glare, the tricks the world played with light. One night he asked, "Why can't we control light like we control anything else?" He never stopped asking that question. At Harvard, Land wasn't impressed by textbooks or lectures. He wanted to build something. The problem he obsessed over was glare. Sunlight bouncing off windows and surfaces made the world harder to see. What if you could filter light, bend it, shape it? He sneaked into Harvard labs at night to experiment, until security kicked him out. So he rented a small room in New York and built a secret workshop. No money, no degree, no institution behind him. Just a young man alone with a dream. Invent synthetic polarized light. Everyone told him it was impossible. He ignored everyone. And in that tiny room, he did it. He created the world's first inexpensive polarized filter, a technology that would later power sunglasses, cameras, LCD screens, scientific instruments, and military devices. He was barely in his 20s. Harvard asked him to return. He didn't bother. He had already moved on. In 1937, Edwin co-founded Polaroid, a company built not on business strategy or market research, but on pure invention. Polaroid became a factory of ideas. Land didn't want employees. He wanted thinkers, poets, explorers, people who believed science could feel like magic. Inside Polaroid's labs were experiments decades ahead of their time. 3D films, heads-up displays, night vision tech, early augmented reality concepts. But Land's masterpiece came from a moment with his daughter. They were on vacation, and he took a picture of her. She looked at him confused and asked, "Why can't I see the picture now?" That simple question ignited one of the greatest inventions of the century. Land obsessed over the idea. A photo that develops in your hand. No darkroom, no waiting, just magic. Engineers said it was impossible. Chemists said it was absurd. Even his closest team doubted him. But Land had a rule: solve meaningful problems, even if they seem impossible. After months of relentless experimentation, he built it, the world's first instant camera and self-developing film. In 1947, during a demonstration at the Optical Society of America, Land pulled a photograph from the camera, and as it developed in front of the audience, people gasped, then applauded, then shouted. Instant photography wasn't a product, it was a miracle. Polaroid exploded.
Edwin Land became something Silicon Valley had never seen before. A scientist, an artist, a philosopher, a CEO, all at the same time. He wore black turtlenecks long before Steve Jobs. He gave keynote presentations that felt like theater. He blended design and engineering decades before Apple existed. Jobs later said, "Land was my hero. He saw the intersection of art and science like no one else." Polaroid wasn't selling cameras. It was selling a feeling, the joy of seeing your memories materialize instantly. But legends shine brightest just before they fall. When the 1970s arrived, a new storm appeared on the horizon: digital photography. Polaroid dismissed it, not because they weren't smart, but because they were too smart. Land believed instant film was perfect. He believed people wanted physical memories, not digital ones. He believed the world shouldn't rush into a future where everything became files and pixels. He underestimated how fast technology would evolve, and he overestimated how loyal the world would remain. Inside Polaroid, executives became nervous. The company was pouring billions into ambitious experiments, including a camera that took instant movies. But profit was shrinking. Competition was rising. Then came a scandal. Polaroid was accused of working with South Africa during apartheid. Land denied knowledge, but the damage was done. In 1980, at the height of the turmoil, Polaroid's board forced him to resign. Edwin Land, the founder, inventor, visionary, was pushed out of his own company. The day Land left Polaroid, he didn't fight, he didn't protest, he didn't even make a farewell speech. He simply gathered his belongings, walked out the door, and disappeared into a snowstorm outside the building. Employees watched in silence. That was the last time many of them ever saw him. Polaroid's greatest mind, walking alone, vanishing like a ghost. After leaving Polaroid, Edwin Land retreated into quiet research. He founded the Roland Institute, part laboratory, part dream world, where young scientists explored projects so advanced most people couldn't even understand the proposals. He no longer cared about the public. He no longer cared about business. He cared about ideas, about pushing the boundaries of light and perception, about living a life defined not by cameras or profit, but by curiosity. He refused interviews. He rarely appeared in public. He became a myth, a name whispered in Silicon Valley circles, but absent from mainstream memory. When he died in 1991, there was no massive tribute, no global recognition, no cinematic celebration of a life that shaped modern technology. But the people who mattered, the innovators, the dreamers, the rebels, knew exactly what he had done. Edwin Land's inventions didn't just change photography. They shaped the way humans interact with memories. They inspired the design philosophy that built Apple. They proved that the future of technology lies at the intersection of art and science. He taught the world that innovation isn't about features, it's about feelings. And he lived by a belief so powerful it still echoes today. Solve meaningful problems, even if they seem impossible. Polaroid eventually collapsed. Digital photography consumed the world he once dominated. But Land's fingerprints are everywhere, from smartphone cameras to instant photo filters to the way modern tech companies blend design and engineering. He didn't fail. He simply lived in a future the world wasn't ready for. A missed legend and one of the greatest innovators you've never truly heard of.